Hey everybody, it's Eric. Sorry about this one being a little bit late. Just a little bit of a crazy weekend. So, yeah, here we go. Episode 24. And of course, offensive topics could be talked about, so this is your warning.
There's a good roll in, right? Here's a good topic. People should freely talk about how much money they make at work. Yeah. I hate that that's some kind of weird fucking taboo.
Yeah, it's taboo.
This is kind of an interesting topic to talk about, especially with what just happened today. Obviously, the podcast is a couple days after what happened with Twitch, but there was a massive leak with Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
And, that boy got that crack, man.
Revealed pretty much like the top 15, 20, like streamers that get a lot of money and everything.
Connor found that screenshot. I've been passing that around.
Yeah, it was top 50.
I gotta tell you, that's top, what was it, 25 we looked at? Not who I thought would be in it.
I knew Asmongold was going to be at the top.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely in there.
I would say
like,
most of the people that were on that list, I kind of knew. I was like, well, that's a given. And
just for how much some get bitched about, like, what's her name? Like, the redhead. It's pretty hot. Because we're talking about her. Hot tub stream. Yeah. I didn't see her on there.
What I'll say about Amaranth,
she makes her money. Yeah, that's strictly sub money.
Amaranth apparently made close to about like a couple million 1 month on OnlyFans.
Yeah,
Jesus.
And the thing is with her, she doesn't even show everything.
Yeah, she has a softcore porn video. But
yeah, but anyway,
I guess.
But pretty much with this leak, what happened, which it was also bad for streamers and everything, just anyone that's on the platform, even if you don't stream and everything, like they leaked passwords, personal info, so everyone
change
needs
your passwords
to change
if
their
you
password. Yeah, if you're listening to this now, it's a couple days after the leak happened, but the biggest topic about the whole thing, and one of my questions I'll bring up in a minute, just with how much, like you were saying, why is it like not okay to talk about how much you get paid? I just don't really talk about it just because I figured people don't fucking care, so I don't talk about it.
True.
I don't really care what other people get paid unless they're like directly related to me, living with me, and it's like, oh, well, if you're making this much, you should be paying for this. That's where I kind of stand on it. But like, if I walk up to some random guy in the barcade, is my first question going to be, hey, how much do you make every year?
More so like internally, you know what I mean? It's like people you work with. I feel like you should talk about that. You know what I mean?
And
like,
I'm well aware of that.
Someone's probably getting fucked somewhere.
Especially in the EMT world.
I mean,
every single place would pay different. And, like, of course, they would say, don't really talk about how much you get paid. The reason that they don't want you to tell you how much you get paid is because someone's going to be like, well, why am I not getting that much? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'd find out about people. But the whole thing is, too, if it's a person saying, why am I not getting that much, and they just started there, they're stupid. I was there for 6 years. I mean, I didn't really start asking what people were getting paid until like the 5th year, and I was just like, "Oh, well, maybe I should get more." Yeah,
there was an issue with EMTs in New York because the private companies didn't pay as much as the hospitals did.
Very true.
So there were people working like 5 years in a private company and making, let's just say, like 22, right? And then the guys that worked in the hospital, like first year, were making like 35.
Yeah.
Shit.
And it was like completely unfair. So like I remember like everybody was freaking out about that for a while. I'd be pissed too, but like I mean I've been on job sites where I'm making like, and I know because I know his position because I've been there before, and the guy, you know, is making $15 more an hour than me, and I'm doing everything, including like setting a work schedule for where the guys are going to go and what they're going to work on for the day and blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, this foreman's just like walking around smoking cigarettes.
Yep.
And I'm like sending everybody to go do everything just because I want the fucking job to go. And I'm like, you know, I've gotten into arguments like that. So like, I guess it's kind of like taboo to speak about because it'll cause more of like a flare up in the workplace, I guess.
I agree.
Because if you find somebody
in the same workplace, like it depending on the people you're around.
Get it.
If it's a close person, that's fine. But if it's someone that you know is gonna start shit,
no, like I could see
you
if
gotta
like
be
you
tact. You know?
Yeah, like I could see if you go to like not a work party, but like a party with your friends or something, and you're like, oh shit, man, how much do you make like a year now? You know,
Yeah.
like that's different. Like I don't think it should be spoken about in the workplace, but I think it should be spoken, or it can be spoken about outside of the workplace with like some friends, and you shouldn't be embarrassed over it because like everybody has to. You hear that wheeze? Holy shit! Everybody has to make their Yeah, everybody has to make their own come up somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Not everybody, you know, some people make fucking $150,000 a year when they turn 22, and some people, you know, at 30 years old still might be like an entry-level job. So, like, it's not in my opinion, it's not a big fucking deal how much you make. You know, as long as you're like making something, you know, like everybody has to start. If you're making the same wages for 5 years, something went wrong. Yeah, something went wrong. You know, like you fucked up. Yeah.
Like if your ambitions have never been above like cashier at McDonald's.
Yeah,
and you're upset you're not making more.
I mean, look, nowadays McDonald's people and some fast food people are getting more than some people that are working almost as an EMT. Like when they moved it up to 15 in Jersey, dude, like I was getting paid less as an EMT, and I'm out there fucking driving in traffic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but look at the menu price. Took a nice
menu price kind of went up a little.
Anyway. The McDouble is over $2 now.
Yeah, do you remember when you could go to McDonald's?
They actually did take that off the dollar menu. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Do you guys remember, like, okay, back in the day, let me take you through memory lane. I used to go with my grandfather. Would take my brother and I to hockey clinic, which was like, you know, practice. Yeah. And we go to hockey practice, like for 2-3 hours every morning. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning until like 8. Right. And then at 8 we would leave and go to McDonald's, and everybody would be able to get like a full meal for like
$5,
$4 or $5.
Yeah, dude.
Now I can't even get a 10-piece nugget because the 10-piece nugget is like $10.99.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is that?
And if there are more than 3 cars in front of you, it's not fast.
Not with the meal.
It's not fast anymore either. That's the part that sucks.
No, it's really not that fast.
Because you should just be like, turn and burn.
Snappy.
Get him a burger. Get him a fry. Get him a milkshake. Oh, machine's down. Sorry, what do you want? You know, but now it's...
machine's down.
It's kind of everyone's in agreement that the ice cream machine probably doesn't exist. We all know why. It's because they don't want to clean it.
Well, did you see that thing that came out? Did we talk about it?
About that? They just did like a court order.
There's a lawsuit.
There's a lawsuit.
Was there a lawsuit for it?
Yeah, so there's a lawsuit.
The guy who made the machines for McDonald's, like they did some kind of audit on the machines because they were like, why does this one fucking piece break all the time? And here he cut some kind of like side deal with engineers that were like working on, because they're unique components for these ice cream machines. It's basically a kickback. He's like, I'm going to design it so it breaks all the fucking time. There's like one company that makes all those fucking, whatever it is, like the pin or whatever that helps it spin or some shit. That's the piece that breaks all the fucking time. And those guys have been making shit tons just off of cranking those things out and selling them to McDonald's. So there was a huge lawsuit. I'm still waiting to see like more come out about it, but I know like there were findings and it's like, y'all are fucked. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, that's what people are like, oh, good, it's a good wage. But like what they don't tell you, right? Like they're gonna hire more people, but they're gonna cut your hours. Right? So you go from
that's how it always
30
works.
hours a week at $15 to like, or I'm sorry, less than 15, but then they hire 4 more people, so you only have to work, you can only work 10 hours a week, but you're making 15. So they're like, well, you're getting paid more. It's like, well, you cut my hours by a third.
Yeah,
so
we knew that.
Those places are fucking corrupt and bullshit. But
I mean,
it's stupid. It's just bad economics too. Because like the ones that can afford, like the chains, like your Amazon, your Walmart, blah blah blah. By the way, Costco's always paid good. Should have just worked at a Costco.
True.
But,
and
Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A paid a lot too.
Yes, but Costco also is unionized.
Yes.
Okay.
They get benefits as well.
Costco thought ahead. And then even their CEO is like, if the cost of our hot dogs ever goes above $1.50, like they sell those at a loss. Like when you walk in, there's like the little food court.
Yeah.
Those hot dogs have never gone up or down in price because the CEO said, if those go up a fucking penny, our company is in the shit because I will always sell those at $1.50. He's like, that is the staple. Because people come in just for like the joke of like, oh my god, you can get like a 1.5 foot long hot dog for $1.50.
Oh yeah, I used to do it all
less
the
than
time.
10 cents a foot. You know what I mean? Like,
I used to do it all the time.
but see, they thought ahead. They were ahead of the curve. All this shit's doing with like wage hikes is just gonna kill smaller businesses and restaurants because they
That's what
can't.
it's
They
done.
can't. They can't afford it. Like I said, they're gonna
it's just
hire
hard
more
for them
people.
to compete.
Well, you can't. With
Yeah.
a mandated wage, you can't compete.
Yep.
The big companies can, which is why they're like, yeah, this is good. We're all for it. It's like, yeah, because you can afford it and you lose competition.
Yeah, they're all for
See,
it,
like,
but they still don't do it for like 10 years. And then once like everything's
want it
overpriced
mandated.
and inflation hits, then they'll say, "Oh, now we'll raise up your thing." And it's like,
Well, it accelerates inflation. That's the fun part.
Well, back
So, like,
back
we're
when
well in the accelerationism
they
phase.
only
so-
inflate it because they fucking want to.
True. Back when I started electrical work, I was making $12 an hour to
You were under the table
Work.
though, weren't you?
No, I was on the books, yeah.
Were you?
But it was right before, it was like a year or so before the McDonald's minimum wage, $15.
Oh,
blah,
that
blah, blah.
shit. Yeah.
Right. So I was working for like $12 and I was killing myself. And then I looked at the news and it said that, minimum wage is going up to 15. And I was like, "What?" Like
That's not good.
I was like, these guys get like $8 an hour right now,
Mm-hmm. They're gonna
and
double.
they're
basically.
they're gonna double. I said, so that's gonna fuck me, like,
Yeah.
because now as an electrician, and I was learning, I was still a helper, right? So like as I'm learning, like I'm supposed to take lower wages but above minimum wage to learn.
Mhm.
Now I'm moving up from, $12 an hour, which was like the learning wage, and I was still ahead of the curve of the minimum wage people.
Mhm.
And now I'm just going up to 15.
Yeah,
so
now
now
you're
I'm
even.
on the same level as these people that just sit in front of a cash register. So now I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, so I'm banking into my future by doing this, but at the same time I'm getting fucked because I'm working twice as hard. I'm paying to go into the city. They're not, so it's like I'm killing myself for the same wage as a guy that's not even, he walks down the block into the McDonald's, stumbles in and starts clicking buttons on the fucking cash register, so.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, this is fucked up.
it is.
Or at least
'Cause
I
you'll
thought
see it
so.
reflected in all goods and everything
Well,
else.
it's not even that. It's like, it's hard to move up now. Like, or it was,
Mm-hmm.
hard to move up because now I'm making 15. So now I'm like 2 years ahead of what I'm supposed to be making,
Good.
by those
Allegedly.
standards. Right.
Allegedly.
But they didn't move me up for like 2-3 years because of that 15 minimum wage. So I'm like, okay, well, I think I deserve a raise. And they're like, for what? And I'm like, because I'm working really hard, And they're like, yeah, but so is everybody else, and we can't afford to pay you. And I was
That's
like,
the
really?
consequence.
Yeah. So it's like I got kind of screwed. The company got screwed. It was rough.
Everyone kind of did.
When I started at the EMT job, it was also like six years ago.
Yeah.
And like
Shit.
I had just gone from doing like, what was I doing? GameStop, and that wasn't full time.
Yeah,
fuck,
that's
fuck
right.
GameStop. I don't ever work for GameStop. It's stupid. But when I
GameStop,
started at
There's
the
always
EMT
like
job,
two guys
it
in
was
the
full.
store. One of them's greasy. Like,
It's very true.
it's always two.
But when I started at the EMT job, I think I was getting like $9 an hour, but it was full-time benefits and other stuff. So I was just like, all right, that's okay for now. And then fast forward like 2 or 3 years, I'm making like $11 to $12 or something, and I'm kind of just like, all right, maybe I should be getting paid a little bit more. And then you start hearing everyone else, they're just like, yeah, over there they're getting like 17 an hour, and I'm like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Why
Yeah.
aren't we getting paid that much? And they're like, oh well, I don't know.
Your store sucks.
So apparently they didn't want to. And then I heard rumors of something about like maybe someone wanted to try and unionize. And as soon as they heard that, because everyone had been complaining, I was complaining too, like verbally in their face, like, dude, why aren't we getting paid more? Every other fucking county around here gets like $15 to $20, and we're back here at 10 starting.
Yeah.
fuck?
It's like, come on.
So
That is not worth it.
no, but then they raised it up.
After talk of unionization, they
Yeah, they're like,
usually
"Oh, shit."
Yeah.
They usually they're like, okay, take the money. We're
Please, God, no.
We're
It
about to
wasn't a
lose a
lot,
fuckload of money.
Like, I think the minimum rose up to like 13 starting, and I'm like, that's
Solid
okay.
improvement.
But like, I was
Did everybody
right
else move
under
up with
13
it?
when they bumped it up, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
so,
all right,
like,
so that
how
means
come
I'm
you
gonna get
didn't
bumped
move?
up to like 15 or 16, right?
Right.
Nope.
Oh, I would have walked right there.
Oh, I know. Like, I was about to go and doing everything, but then I kept changing my shift, and I started getting a bunch of different differentials. And, like, right before I left, I think I was around, like, 22. So, like...
That's solid.
Not bad. And, like, now at the new job, of course, don't want to say what it's at, but it's okay. It's not bad. And then overtime, almost just like with the other job, anytime I want it. Like, if I actually want to just clock in now and start doing some work, I can. So...
That's kind of nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of nice too.
Do I want
Limited
to? Probably
overtime's
not.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I've,
See, there was,
so you're
uh,
salaried, not exempt, or are you hourly?
Salary.
You don't have non-exempt though,
I
because
don't know what that
non-exempt
is.
means you can get that. So that's something. So I'll go into my job a little bit. So I came in pretty high for like what I do, which was just like my title's changed 2 or 3 times since I've been here, but I was a customer service associate, and when I got there, I was like, I'm doing like 5 things that aren't customer service, and I don't really answer the phones. So what's my customer service? So put me under a different manager, all this kind of shit. But I came in like 7 or 8 grand above what they usually start at, because I came from a job where I was an assistant financial controller for a multi-billion-dollar liquid natural gas company.
Right.
So I was like, I can't take anything below 40, so we're gonna go from there, and we did, thankfully. So like, I'm up here for like the job title, like pay wise,
Yeah.
but it's still dick for what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's
Which
what I
was
told.
like-
That's what I told the guy that just interviewed me too. He was like, "Well, where do you want to start?" I said, "Well, I was like, I understand I'm in New York and there's like a differential between states and you
Yeah.
know, taxes and all
Yes.
that shit." I was like, "But I don't want anything lower than 50." And he's like, and he kind of just like he looked at me,
Paused,
because like
yeah, right?
we had like a video call, you know, and he looked at me and he was like, I think we could do better. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
So,
shit.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
Highball
And
it
the guy
at
fucking
first.
yeah, nah, this guy fucking loves me, dude. He was showing me his dog and shit. He was like, I don't know if you could see this. The interview was over. We were talking for like an hour. He's like, I don't know if you could see this, and he's showing me his hand. He's like, I don't work in the trade anymore. My hand got all fucking mangled up and
Shit.
yeah, he was all fucked up, but he was a fucking sweetie. And he's like, yeah. He's like, come
Well,
down.
he knows his shit.
Yeah, and I told him when I was, I told him, like, I'm moving down soon. And he's like, just get down here safe, you take your time, and you tell me when you are ready to work, and I will put you on that day. He's like, don't even worry about it, don't stress. He's like, the company's very big, we got a lot of people, and we got a lot of places we could put you. So, like, don't worry about it. And I was like, can I, I was
Let
like,
me know
not
if
to
they need
sound,
remote people. I'm
yeah,
pretty
exactly,
good with
yeah,
books. You
I
know
could
what I mean?
ask. But
Yeah,
he
really.
was like,
if he's paying that good shit.
no, he goes. I was like, not to sound gay, but like this is very. I was like, this is very.
Emotional.
Very like yeah. I was like, I've never actually sat down for an interview, and he goes, well, what do you mean you never sat down for an interview? I was like, New York is shady, bro. Like we don't do interviews. And he's like, what do you mean? I call. I tell them that I'm interested in working. They say, come in Monday, and if we don't like you by Friday, you're fired. That's
That's
it.
very accurate for
That's
up here. You know why?
exactly how it goes.
New York, PA, and I think Jersey, are they all right to work states?
I believe so.
They might be.
So right to work is basically like they can fire you for whatever fucking. It's a horrible state to work in, really.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it is.
terrible.
Because if you get fucked, you could just be fired. 'Cause it's like, well,
Yeah.
he couldn't do his job because he broke his leg. It's like I broke my leg on the job, and then you got
Yeah, no. Yeah, they could deny you comp and everything. They're fucked up.
Well, if you file the comp claim, a lot of times, I
they
can only
fire
go
you
off.
by the time you get
Well,
back.
They'll give you all this shit, and then they'll fire you.
Yeah.
Like they'll just
Like,
get rid of you, so
I've-
they don't have to pay workman's comp. They're like,
That's
oh well,
what-
we gave him this. It's like,
Yeah,
well, took
it's
my
like
job.
I
Like-
forget what they call it.
something
It's like a
termination.
yeah. I forget the no. It's like a payoff. I forget what it's called though.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Severance pay.
Severance
kinda.
package, yeah.
severance
It's kind of like a
pay.
severance package,
It happened.
basically.
It happened with me when I was 19.
Mm.
I was working in a greenhouse that shall not be named, but there was a feed store with it too. And I was the only guy that worked down in the greenhouse. It was like all women, so I've always worked in greenhouses since I was younger. I was like, look, I know how to take care of plants, and I can move a marble fountain by myself. So
Just say
they took me. Yeah, so they took me, and they're like, "How do you feel having a woman boss?" I was like, "I don't care as long as she knows what she's talking about." I feel the same with a man.
Just don't talk to me about hockey.
Yeah, right. Like,
as long as she doesn't talk to me about the fucking Flyers.
Yeah, right,
okay,
Deborah. But they asked me because I guess they were like a little short-staffed up there that day. They wanted me to go on a delivery to a farm or stable or whatever and deliver like 100-some pounds of bed liner for horse beds, which
Yeah.
they were like 30-40 pound bags, and we just load it with a fucking forklift, easy peasy. But to unload them, it rained the night before, so those things were a little damp, so they were an extra like 20-30 pounds each. Like they were heavy when they get wet. So drive up, we get to the property or whatever, and it's this huge fucking horse farm, whatever the fuck. And we pull up to this barn, and the guy with me, he's driving, he's coordinating the delivery. And this lady's like, yeah, if you could start throwing stuff up in the top of the barn, I'll get some people to come help you. Long story short, no one ever fucking came. So we were like, the fuck? I was like, we should just dump it.
Yeah.
But like, I guess they were like friends of the owners or something. So they were like, we can't do that. So we had to climb on top of the truck, open like the front barn latch, with like the front loader, and just start whipping those things up in there and stacking them.
That sounds like
I was like, so
the guy told me this before.
The guy that was with me, Rob, was about your size.
Yeah.
And I was in probably the best shape of my life.
It's not very easy for us
I was
to
like,
throw hay bales.
Well, I was like, you get up there and stack, I'll whip them. So I probably got through. We've had about 150. I probably got through about 100. And on that 101st, something in my back went like this. Like I felt the muscle just like, and I was like, fuck. And I climbed up and laid down on the boards. He's like, are you okay? I was like, you gotta throw those last 50. I can't. I'll stack, but. So I came back or whatever, and my boss, her name was Jane. She's like, are you okay? I was like, I really fucked my back. I'm gonna go to the doctor tomorrow. So I went. He gave me like. He knows I don't like meds, but he's like, take these muscle relaxers, 2 days. That's it. He's like, take them for 2 days, see how you feel. If you're no good, come back. Maybe you got to go to the hospital, we'll get you scanned. But as of right now, it's a bad sprain. He's like, you just overworked it. I'm like, okay, cool. So on my first day off, owner calls. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry that happened, blah, 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 blah. Like, how you doing? I was like, yeah, I went to this, so they paid it. So then Monday rolls around. Right? I go in, I'm working or whatever, and then someone says something like, oh, you weren't on schedule for today. I was like, I'm always working Mondays when I'm home in the summer, whatever. So I came in Tuesday, and my boss is there, and she's like super confused. She's like, you're apparently like off the schedule. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I think you got fired. So I went, the fuck are you talking about? So like, I called him, and I screamed at this guy for like 30 minutes. Like, I went home, and I was like, I got fired, apparently. I didn't fucking know you called calls. So I was like, oh, what's up, cocksucker? Yelling. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, screaming at him.
Right.
Over the phone. So I was like, I'm going to come get my check tomorrow, and if I see him, I'm going to beat your fucking head through one of those benches. Because it was right down the road, so I go... pick up my check. I'm talking with some ladies. I was like, you guys were all great. Fuck that hippie pussy. Like, he's never worked a fucking day in his goddamn life. Yep. Must be nice. Rich motherfucker. And then, like, as I'm coming out, I see him. I'm like, you fucking... like... so you don't have to edit it again. But I said some colorful shit.
You said some words.
Oh, yeah. I was like, how the fuck dare you? I was like, how hard have you worked in your life? You sandal-wearing motherfucker. Like, screaming at him. Veins popping out. Livid. I went back maybe like 2-3 weeks later.
Is that when your mole popped up on your forehead? Is that how it started?
Actually.
It was a pop blood vessel.
Yeah, it's like what is it, the things on the turkey? Like the little like...
Yeah.
It's cooked. Yeah.
Hey,
but
Ben's fired.
I went back like... I was like, hey, if I'm fired, I'm going out with a bang. And then I went back like 2-3 weeks later, and the one girl was there. She's like, you're my hero for that. That was amazing. I was like, what a fucking douchebag. But that's
how it goes.
It's like a uniquely our state's thing, because there's a lot of states you can't do that shit.
Nah,
But
I
for
mean,
PA, for some reason, because they have like Philly and Pittsburgh and like huge workforce, states with like bigger workforce, they let you do it.
they
Lower
tried
pop
to.
states will let you
yeah.
just kind of skate with it, which is nice.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a lot
They-
better.
They
It's
tried
hard to
to
fire somebody.
It's just
They
all the
tried to
different
do it to
rules
my
and
buddy.
laws that they try putting in place for these jobs. It's just fucked up.
Yeah. I mean,
None of them
they
make
tried
sense,
to do it.
really.
They tried to do it to my buddy Jason. When I was a helper, he was a helper, but the only difference was he went to prison for 13 years. So he was learning how to do electrical work at 35. Right?
Hey, as long as he's turning his life around.
He was, but big jailhouse Cuban dude, but he looks white, right? 6'4", probably 260, fucking scars up and down his neck and like jail tattoos all over his body. The guy was
Big
terrifying.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Terrifying. And he never spoke. Never. Like, but I made him talk to me one day because I just walked up to him and I was like, oh, you think you're big? You think you're big, huh? You think you're big and tough? And he's like, and he looked down at me, bro. He was smoking a cigarette outside. It had to be 10 degrees. And my dad was still working. So my dad pulls up and he's like, oh, I just wanted to see you while you're on your job site, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, who the fuck is that guy? And I turned around. I was like, oh, that's Jason. He's a helper, too. He goes, the fuck's he do? Help kill people? He's like, that guy's gigantic. He's like, my dad was like, I pulled up. I thought it was a tree because he had like this big, big brown Carhartt jacket on, you know? Dude, this guy was a monster. And I remember I turned around and he's smoking a cigarette and I was like, think you're tough, huh? You think you're tough? You steal my cigarettes? And he just starts hysterical laughing. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? But anyway, I become really good friends with this guy. We're working one day and we're not even supposed to be in the apartment, but my boss is like, go, 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 go. Right? Like the owner. And Jason's trying to get a 10-foot ladder out of there. And there was no staircase, so he had to like pull the ladder up after we climbed up. So we climb up, he pulls the ladder up and just boom, hernia right in his stomach.
Oh.
Right,
That'll do
he
it.
drops the ladder down, he fucking falls down, and I'm like, damn, Jason went down. Like something must have happened. So I ran over. I'm like, yo, man, are you good? He's like, I just fucking tore a hernia. I fucking know it. And I was like, all right. So the owner runs over to Jason. He's like, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'll be okay after I go to the hospital. So he went to the hospital. They had to have the surgery done and all that shit. And I remember the boss called him and basically said, like, okay, well, we paid for the hospital visit. We're not going to pay for your surgery. And you're not going to have a job when you come back. And Jason literally, this guy was like 4 feet tall. This fucking boss, bro. He literally looked like a munchkin. Like, he looked like Heimerdinger. That's who he looked like, bro. Like, literally looked exactly like him with gray hair. He's like a little, he's a little fucking gnome with like he looks like Albert Einstein, kind of, but like a gnome.
Like
so,
a cotton ball. Yeah.
Yeah, big cotton ball. So, Jason, the day of that happening, he came into work, all fucking stitched up. He had the stitches in his stomach, and he just walked into. Yeah, he walked into the office. And he was not having it. Like, people were like, whoa, Jason, calm down, calm down. And he's, like, fucking throwing people out of his way. Like, this was not a guy to fuck with, you know? And he walked into it. He goes, Anthony in the office? And they're like, yeah. And he goes, is he in his office? And he's like, yeah. And you just see him walk past everybody. And the door slams. And you just hear screaming. Like, he's fucking screaming. And then Jason walks
like
out.
Lucifer himself was kind of screaming from the other room.
No, so then
Everything all right there?
yeah, like probably 5 minutes goes by, and Jason walks out, and he's like, I'm like, what's up? He goes, I'll see you at work on Monday. And he just left. So I was like, what the fuck? It turned out the whole story was he came in and he basically threatened this guy's whole fucking existence and his family and everything. And
he's turning his life around very well.
yeah. Well, he just
Hey.
I know.
he just said like, yo, man, you're trying to fuck with my livelihood, you know. I got hurt on your fucking job and you're gonna fuck me like that. So he made him give him the money for the surgery. Right? So this is how fucking scary this guy is.
Good.
He gets this cheap motherfucker to give him the money for the surgery, pay him like $400 extra a week for just working, and then he was supposed to stay home and collect like this comp.
Yeah,
And instead they were just paying him the comp too. So he was making comp this extra fucking money a week and his work.
The one
like
payout,
they were
yeah.
paying him in fucking cash to work too.
Jesus.
good for him.
Good for him.
And he was just like, and he would come to the job sites and just wouldn't move. He'd be like, yeah, I'll wire up a couple boxes or something, I can't with my stomach. And I'd be working with him. I'm like, man, this guy, like, I wish I was big and scary, dude. I could fucking do anything. I would rule the world with my attitude. If my attitude was in a 6'5", 260-pound man, yeah, I'd
There's a
rule
reason
the
most New
universe.
Yorkers are tiny. Like,
Yeah.
it's half the water. It's the water and smog that keeps you manageable.
Nah, but dude, that's what I
Probably
like.
the rotten egg smell from the bay too.
Probably.
I fucking dude. Wait, speaking of which, my tattoo artist is from New Jersey, right?
Okay.
And he's tattooing me on my sternum, and he tattooed like around my hip, right? And those are terrible spots, really light skin, and it's bone underneath, right? So they're fucking awful, right? And I'm laying there, and I'm not moving. I'm just like laying there like this, I don't want to move. It's gonna fucking fuck up the tattoo. So like, no matter how bad it hurts, I'm not one of these people that are like, oh, tattoos don't hurt. They hurt. But it's like, every spot's different for somebody else. But the hip, I was kind of just like laying there, And he's like, this kid doesn't fucking move. This kid doesn't fucking move. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna fuck up the tattoo.
Right. You're paying for it.
Yeah, and my buddy Dan, the fucking tattoo artist, he's like, you know why you don't fucking move? And he like starts drilling into my hip. And he's like, yeah, see? He goes, look, Tim, this guy don't fucking feel it. He goes, it's the fucking painkillers that get flushed down the toilet in New York. He goes, it's all the fucking water, dude.
Probably.
He goes, it's getting filtered back into his system.
Yeah, like most of the time with my tattoos, like I'm okay, but when I got this one done at the last tattoo convention, I think it was just because it was going on for a while, and he was doing a lot of detail to it, but yeah, it's starting to hurt like a bitch. It's starting to get towards like
a motherfucker.
the very sensitive area, I think up towards almost the armpit. Yeah, that's not
See,
fun.
I have the inside of my arms. I can't really. But
Yeah.
this horn here goes up into my armpit.
Yeah.
And it hurt like a bitch. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie, it really fucking hurt.
One of the drumsticks from Animal, that goes up pretty fucking high.
that one goes pretty high too, yeah. The inside of my arm was so bad. Like, doing the under your bicep, it's like baby skin, dude. Like,
I would still
the
say
sun doesn't even touch that.
the most painful tattoo was the touch-up I had to get for this one. Dear fucking Lord. I was like, all right, that should be fine. But I never had a touch-up before. And I was like, all right, it
just
shouldn't be too
drilling
bad.
it?
No. Oh, my God, dude. My arm was on fire. I was grabbing and squeezing shit. Probably going to pop a vein. It was
Dude,
not fun.
He must have been heavy-handing the fuck out of you. There's no way, man. I don't know. See, like, that's what I mean, though. Different spots, like, different strokes for different folks. You know, like
The whole
like
thing,
my
it healed. It
the
healed
inside
in
of my
3 weeks, and then he's like, "All right, come
Yeah.
back in 3 weeks." And it's like it's almost healed, and then it's like, "All right, let's do it again." It's like,
kill it. Yeah. Okay, it hurts. Something that I realized recently, as I'm getting older, my humor is becoming like boomer humor.
Yeah, because you're old, right?
Or no. Well, I'm saying like I'm getting older. You know, like you're ancient, Eric. But
Old fuck.
one sec. You guys talk real quick. 1 sec.
Fucking okay. Like,
Well,
so
he's
like
gone.
the motherfucker's he's basically just trying to say he laughs at like those minion
Let's
images.
just talk shit
like, all
because
the
he can
time
still
now.
hear us.
Yeah, right. Fucking stupid Guido.
Look at that
Jesus
hair.
Christ. Oh, look, he's saying we're number one.
What is
Can't
that?
even count
At
to
least you
two.
finally
It's
got
sad,
rid of the
isn't it?
pedo stash.
You know what? I liked it, so I
Mm.
feel like that got a lot of hat.
Lauren wanted to shave that off of him.
Lauren can't even grow facial hair. Women have no opinion on facial hair. And if they can grow facial hair, they're a
Hey,
man. And tell
there's
them,
some
them
women
settle
that
down.
can
young.
grow facial hair. Trust me.
And
all
you
the
I've
tell
cases
seen it.
I've seen.
And you tell them.
Hey,
them
you
to
never seen my
settle
Aunt
down,
Lori?
You tell them to settle down, young man. That's what you tell them. If they're
Yeah.
putting like, if they got like 5 o'clock shadow and an Adam's apple, then you're in trouble. But like,
My Aunt Lori has a bigger fucking goatee than you do.
are you sure it's not like Aunt Lawrence?
Not, dude, it might as well be,
Aunt
bro. This fucking.
Lawrence.
Oh my god,
That
I've
is the
I
never
name
don't
of
deal
the
in
seen.
episode.
absolutes,
Hold
no
on.
if, buts, or maybes. If your aunt's
Aunt
got Lawrence,
Lawrence.
she ain't your aunt.
That is the name of the episode. Where the fuck is my
Aunt
stupid
Lawrence.
ad?
Go-
All right,
Aunt
well,
Lori's
if you're
goatee.
naming the episode after Aunt Lawrence, let me explain what she looks like. I'll try to bury this into your psyche so you never forget. She's basically the grossest human being you could ever come across, right? I honestly think it was a man that just like weaseled it by my one of my uncles somehow. I don't know how.
So
but they
this
did.
is actually
So-
your aunt.
This is my actual aunt. Yes.
What?
Yeah, I think it's a guy. Like, I'm not kidding.
Like I said, is there an Adam's apple?
I can't remember
Ugh.
because I haven't seen her in that long. But let me
Terrifying.
explain the rest of the features. She might as well have an Adam's apple. So anyway, first off the rip, even without seeing her, if you talk to her on the phone, she has truck driver tendencies.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah.
It's me,
All right.
Lori.
Yeah, it's me. It's Aunt
Well,
Lori.
You are.
Yeah,
in
I'm
New
Aunt
York.
Lori. Yeah, no, but bro, like that's bad. Yeah, yeah, dude, it's so bad. So
Oh, I gotta
she-
tell you guys about a wrestler that
wears-
just came out in NXT. He is literally
Oh, you're
his,
gonna have to tell me.
his gimmick
Gabagool?
he's Italian. That is his gimmick.
Oh.
His name is Tony D'Angelo.
yeah,
Perfect.
that's a little-
Dude,
oh,
the
great.
whole crowd lost it. But anyway, go ahead.
No, so yeah, she's my height, but she has like a beer belly that she doesn't try to hide. She wears the same sweatsuit like for the entire week. Doesn't shower, hair's always in a bun. Blackheads across the whole face. Like it looks like if you punched her, maybe her head would explode because it's like a giant zit. That's what she looks like. All right, she's repulsive.
Rita Repulsa.
Yeah, like literally repulsive. I can't explain. What?
Just she's repulsive. Anyway,
It's the truth. It's the truth. I gotta move this along, you know.
dude, we got
so
oh
so
my God.
she's
I
the
got
type
something
of
after
person.
this, remind me.
She's the type of person that she will eat, and if you are sitting across from her, you will lose your appetite. She's disgusting. Like she sits
Holy
down at the table,
fuck.
bro. I'm not even kidding. It's worse than like she has no table manners. Like worse than a fucking male truck driver. Like the worst. She sits down across from you. She'll eat her plate, lean back, do one of these, lift out the beer belly, unzip her pants, you know, pull her pants down, and just, that was good. Burp, fucking burp, fart at the table, disgusting pig fucking animal.
Is
So,
she a
moving on.
barbarian? What? The
Might as well be.
Not
Might
the
as
hot
well be.
ones.
But, hear me out. Now listen, my dad had a great one-liner. We went to Mexico for one of my aunt's weddings. Oh, my dad's fucking the worst. My Aunt Lori comes off the elevator, right? We're in the resort, me and my dad.
I've heard
chilling.
your dad talk about that name in
Lori.
passing before.
Yes, in passing.
I know
Yes,
I have.
always in
Yes.
passing. Because
Yeah.
she's so gross, you can't get her out of the back of your head. It's like
Dear God.
Thank you for
terrifying.
the imagery.
So, yeah, it's
horrid.
terrifying.
So
This is
happy.
terrible.
But coming out of the elevator, her and my Uncle Danny, right? My Uncle Danny never wore anything other than Hawaiian shirts, and my Aunt Lori never wears anything other than sweatsuits, right? So she comes out, and she's wearing a dress. I was surprised. Didn't make her look any better. It just looked like a dog with a dress on. But, like, I'm just saying. So she comes out in this black dress, skin tight. Keep in mind, she got a beer belly. She's ugly, right? Skin tight dress.
Case you
Blowing
forgot.
out crackhead makeup, right?
Oh,
Like
God.
purple eyeshadow that's like
Oh,
on
like
her
the
forehead.
highbrow.
Yeah,
highbrows
dude,
and
it
shit.
was
Yeah.
terrifying.
Uh-huh.
And she has this gold, like, necklace on that, like, fits with the dress, I guess. And she comes out of the elevator, and my dad literally looked at her and said, "What's going on, Cleopatra?" And I literally went, and just put my head down, and I gasped because I was going to laugh. And I just put my head down, and I just busted out
'Cause
laughing, and she's like,
he can
she's
get
like,
away
"Oh,
with it if you
Cleopatra."
said anything. Oh, they would fucking destroy you when your dad wasn't around.
Oh my
"Oh
God,
yeah,
that's
no. Like Aunt
incredible.
Lori was the type of person to beat the shit out of you when nobody like she can't beat anybody up, so she'd like beat the shit out of the kids. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Take it out of the kids.
Cleopatra was the fucking one-liner.
Quite
of the
the
century.
opposite.
That's
Think
incredible.
of the children.
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
Oh no. She lost her own kid in Mexico on that same trip. Yeah. It was great. They were
Like,
walking.
lost or like temporarily displaced lost?
I
No,
actually
like
have a
lost,
funny
lost,
story
like-
about losing
Oh, like the
someone on a trip.
motherfuckers in Amber Alert type shit?
Type shit, yeah. So we were like walking in Mexico, in Cancun. Okay, like we're walking,
Okay.
and my dad's looking around, and he goes, "Where the fuck is Brianna?" It's my cousin, and she, instead of my aunt and uncle going, "Oh my God, where's my baby?" Because the kid was like 5, 6 maybe, right? Instead of them going, "Oh fuck, where's my kid?" My aunt just goes, "Well, you were supposed to be watching them," and then they start arguing and fighting. My dad's like, "Well, fuck it, guess I'll go look for her because you guys are fucking too busy arguing." So we walk all around the resort for like an hour. We can't find her. She's gone, right? We go back up to the rooms, and Brianna is sitting in front of their room. And my uncle, first thing he says, he walks over to her and he goes, "See, you all think my kid's fucking dumb. But she knew to go back to the room." And my dad goes, "Well, if she's so fucking smart, how'd she get lost in the first place, you fucking idiot?" And they're arguing. And he's like, "Yeah, you think my kid's fucking dumb, huh?" He goes, "I think you're fucking dumb." He goes, "I think your fucking kid's dumb." He goes, "You're fucking stupid. I don't think your kid's
wait.
stupid."
So you said it's your aunt. So is it your dad's sister or your dad's brother?
No, it's my mother's sister. It's my
that
mother's
makes it-
brother.
that makes
It's
it
my
worse.
mother's
Makes a lot
brother
more
and
sense now.
sister-in-law. See, now I
Got
have
you.
my uncle David, and that's also my mother's brother, but he has a brain. So, like, he was the only one
Very hard
born
to
with
come by in
a
New York.
yeah, the only one born with a brain. Yeah, the rest of them, woo woo. But Uncle David got his head on. Uncle David got his head on.
When you
know.
think about it, with New York, it's they don't have brains up there, and then the caustic fumes that come down from New York attack the Jersey brain, so then we have poison brains, and then everyone left over managed to get over to PA.
I was going to say, they come into Philly, they come over the bridge, they bring all the smog with them.
Yep,
It's all in their
that's why
clothes.
Philly's kind of like the, and then as you get past, it's like, oh, okay,
I was thinking so bad, yeah.
yeah.
This is nice, and then you're
but
like,
no, I
oh,
actually,
shit again.
I have a similar story of going on vacation and someone getting lost.
Oh, you gotta tell me.
So, it was me.
Don't sound too excited.
So,
Spoiler alert.
I will never let my family live this down.
What
So,
the fuck?
we were in Florida. Yeah, how fitting, right? We were in Florida visiting my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how old I was. I was probably between 8 and 12, I think. Maybe even younger. Might have been even younger. But so we're in a Walmart. I've never been in that Walmart because it's in Florida. And we're just walking around like normal. And I stayed in the toy aisle, just messing around with the toys and everything like I always do. Go to the video games. And then
Right.
I turn around and I'm like, where is everyone? Start walking throughout the store. Still can't find them.
There's not
So-
a soul.
I start panicking and crying because I'm a kid. And I walk up to the grown-ups and I say, I think I'm lost. My family might have left me here or they're somewhere
Oh
in the
my
store.
God.
So they go over the intercoms. I think that's what happened. I'm trying to remember the best of my ability. And they yelled out for the family. And all of a sudden, they start running towards me. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. Whew. And I'm still, crying my eyes out and whatnot. And I found out they left the store without me. So, yeah, I will never let them
ya,
live
Eric.
that the fuck down because that was traumatizing as a kid. But I don't think they've lost me ever since just because I'm usually right behind them. Or how my dad used to walk with us when we were walking through public and crowded places. He would put his hand on the back of my
on the
neck
back of your neck.
and just
yeah.
leave it there as we're walking.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just making sure you don't run off. I'm like, try and catch me.
Smart.
No, that's what my dad used to do. He used to put his hand on the back of your neck. But my dad's hand is like a foot It's huge.
Yeah, right. It's just like
You know, so it's like,
The
and he
helmet.
was just holding the back of my neck, and anytime I would like step slightly out of place, he'd squeeze the back of my neck, and I'd go, and like just
I have the-
like just instantly, like my whole body would just shut off. Like, you know how like you pick up a cat? Oh, speaking of
Yeah,
cats,
where you get the back of the.
I see a
Speaking
Lauren.
of cats,
Is that a Lauren?
what are you trying to say? That there might be someone behind me? Hello.
With a cat.
Hi, come here with the
With the
child.
cat.
I want to see the child. Everyone.
But
I think the first time on the podcast is my
oh,
cat
is that your?
Mira.
Is that Mira? Yeah.
It is Mira.
Huh?
That is the weirdest fucking cat.
Rob, why are you in the dark?
He has no lights. All he has is his computer.
Yeah, he really doesn't. Like he's running bare bones.
I
here.
literally have my computer and the TV that I'm gonna watch one more movie on tonight, and then it's getting thrown in the garbage. So I don't have
Watching, like, one movie
anything.
tonight, then he's gonna throw it out.
I have nothing. Like my bed is about to be on the ground.
That's
Like
right.
I'm taking it apart after the podcast.
Get a beanbag. Yeah, no.
Right.
He's leaving on Friday.
Beanbag? What? No, like then he'd throw the beanbag out. Like
Yeah,
what
and
the?
then he would have to
what are
throw
you
the
talking?
beanbag out.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
He packs
it's too much
like
garbage.
you're like me. I
All
pack
right,
light.
Mira.
When I moved in with Amanda the first time, I had a table, a TV, and my Xbox and my laptop. That's it. She's like, I don't
Yo.
know if we're gonna be able to fit in this one room together. And then like I literally took like 4 feet in a corner, and then like wherever I wanted to put my laptop. That was it.
Dude,
She's like, wow, this is a lot easier than I thought. I was like, you don't understand how much of like a minimalist I really am.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I've
that's
kind
exactly.
of
I
gotten
could-
to the
I'm
point
like a
where I
cartoon
used to be a
character. I need 5
minimalist
shirts.
and not anymore.
Yeah, do you guys want to, ask Lauren too. Well, tell Lauren to look. I'm going to show you guys my bag that I packed.
He's gonna
Okay.
This
show
is
you
it.
his bag
This is
of
all I'm
stuff.
bringing.
This is all he's bringing.
Okay, this is it.
She turned really fast when you said bag. She's like, oh, his bag?
Oh, there's the light.
It is this bag of clothes.
That is it.
And that is it.
That is
I have a
everything you're taking to
garbage bag.
Florida.
For
That is
the
everything
my
you
people
life.
at home?
Oh, that's
My
For the people at home, it's one of those
bag.
like contractor bags that you like clean out your kitchen with. When you're busting the floor out.
industrial-sized garbage
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah,
So,
I
like-
literally have a garbage bag and a box for my computers, or well, my computer and monitors, and then I have one box to put my nice lamp in that me and my girlfriend made,
got a box.
and like all the shit that my girlfriend has made me is going in that box as well.
She
and
says,
that's it.
"How are you going to fit your girlfriend
How am I gonna fit? Oh, in the box?
in the box?" Yes.
Yeah, she's small, dude. I could box her up probably.
You can box her up.
I think I could box her up. She's excited to go too. I'm excited. She's bringing her good TV, so I don't
She's
have to
bringing the
fucking
good
bring a
TV.
TV.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, man.
She's moving
It's
with
like-
you, right?
Yeah, she's coming down.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So I'm
Good
gonna.
shit.
I can't wait to leave. I just want to go. I hate it here so much. I fucking hate it so much. I called my old boss yesterday just to tell him to go fuck off. I can't wait to leave.
Fuck
Oh
you,
my
dude.
God.
I'm out.
Yeah,
right.
I literally called him and he's like, "Hey man, you want to come back to work?" I was
Gabagool.
like, "I want you to go fuck yourself." Hey
Gabagool
yo,
for
Hey,
yourself.
hey yo, you
Hey, why
got
don't
some
you
of
get
that
the fuck outta here? How about
gabagool? Yeah, got Sada Malanga.
Gabagool manicat.
Bob Manicat.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
We're
that's
not-
rude. I'm not saying
It's
that. She's like,
Managots.
"Oh, is Rob gonna start becoming as crazy as my aunt?" I'm like, "My aunt is not crazy. She's eccentric."
Dude,
Why?
it's-
Why? Where, your aunt lives in Florida too?
Yeah, she used to live in Merritt Island. I can't remember where they moved.
Well, he's
but they're
Puerto
not there
Rican. Of
anymore.
course, he's got an aunt in Florida.
True.
She's
He's not
white.
close
He's
to-
from my mom's side.
Well, you didn't have to say that. Now
You
you're making it about
automatically
race.
assumed it was Puerto Rican because you're
Well,
racist.
God, where do they come from?
That's
Where are
it.
they
Eric
close to?
Eric brought up race, and now I don't know what to do with myself.
Eric brought up race.
And there's
So now because I'm
Oh my
Puerto
God.
Rican, I'm moving down to Florida. That's what it is, right?
You're going back home. You're getting
What the
closer.
fuck
you
does
know?
that mean? You're going
Puerto
back
Rico's like
home.
on the other side of the world. What are you talking-
Dude, Puerto Ricans and Cubans, just like Florida's like part 2 or wherever they're from. That's just how it works.
So what are you trying to
You
say?
watched
Hawaii
Scarface
is
recently,
California
bro?
part 2? Or vice versa?
It's going to be underwater soon, so yeah, probably.
Oh,
Hey, you're
my
probably
God.
not wrong about that.
God's trying to reclaim both of them. He's like, you know what? Fuck these little islands.
God
These are my
bless
little
the American
oopsies.
education system.
Yo,
It's
the
a
new,
joke.
uh,
Homeschool your kids. Jesus Christ.
The new the new world. Not the game.
Oh,
Not
what
the
the-
game that you've
Not
obsessed
the
with
game.
now.
That game's really good. You guys would honestly really like it. It's like $30.
sure?
It's $30.
You
There's
can play it
PV.
for free if you got Prime. I saw you can get like some free shit or something.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be playing Battlefield tonight, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, isn't that
tell me
beta
how
or
it is.
the beta just
Tell me
started
how
today.
Battlefield is. It looked like a COD game to me, and I didn't really like it.
It's Battlefield.
It looks like Ford.
Yeah,
just
but
rezzed up.
but Battlefield always had a Battlefield feel and like a look to it, and then COD had its own feel and look to it. And now this Battlefield kind of feels like Warzone, or looks like Warzone to me.
I would say it kind of
And
it went back in time and went back to the better Battlefield.
I
games
want it
that
to
were
be.
not
I want it to
World
be
War II.
Bad Company 2 again.
Oh, I would do Bad Company 3 in a fucking heartbeat.
If they made Bad Company, yeah, like if they made another Bad Company,
But they're following what Call of Duty Black Ops 3 did, I think, 3 or 4, where there was no story and they just did only multiplayer. So that's what
yeah,
this Battlefield
that's fine.
is.
That's fine though.
And-
like I mean, Battlefield's story wasn't.
What I
really
will
all
add,
that.
I didn't mind 3 and 4. I thought the story was okay. I especially love
No, it
4
was
when
okay.
it started with turn around and they're all the cars sinking in the river. That was the
Yeah,
funniest fucking shit. But what the rumors have is because someone was data mining for Battlefield, and they found out that 2042 might have a mode very similar to Tarkov. Very similar, to the point where you could lose your stuff if you die. Probably minimalist HUD, but I'm like, interesting.
That's weird to think.
And if they do, cool, because Tarkov already
'cause,
fucking
like-
annoys me.
Well, because like a lot of people got in a Warzone too, right? When they did like the free MOBA thing, but like, or whatever I call
Battle
them
Royale,
MOBAs
Battle
anyway.
Royale.
They're like, it's a battle royale. I'm like, yeah, well, technically, it's a multiplayer online battle arena. It's technically a MOBA, and they're like, shut up. But I just like being a dick. But
Last
yeah,
man
like-
standing.
Warzone's not like incredible. It's fun, but it's not
fun.
like
I think it
it's
makes
not
the
like
genre
game-breaking.
work.
Yo,
But yeah.
Yeah.
yo,
Oh,
you
no.
want to
Yo.
talk about a BR that's really really fun? Sponsor
Yo.
me. Sponsor me.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're gonna.
It is. It's Blood Hunt.
Oh my god.
Blood Hunt is so good, bro.
It
The
made me want to play
Masquerade.
it watching you play it.
Bro, that game is so. That game is so cracked.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Like,
Drink
okay,
blood
so.
packs.
Yeah, dude, you raid
Eat ass.
you raid blood banks to get HP. Like that's hilarious. So anyway,
Blood Hunt.
That's kind of cool, actually.
so the Masquerade is actually, I had to look it up and all the lore and shit.
You young child.
So yeah, so the Masquerade. I'm sure Eric has played the RPG. Have you played it?
I played probably 5 minutes of that RPG.
RP.
Okay.
Yeah, Masquerade. That was like the one where like you were the vampire, and then like there was like the
So,
above ground. There was like
it
the
was, like,
aristocratic one.
yes,
One of the
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
original
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like PC RPG games where you make your
Yeah,
character.
I remember that.
Lots of voice acting, lots of storylines and everything.
Really well
It was
voice
clunky,
acted, too,
but
at
apparently it
that.
was really good. Dude, they had John DiMaggio in it. I love John
Yeah.
DiMaggio.
Yeah, he's great.
So
So anyway,
Fight
they
my
have
shiny vampiric ass.
yeah, no, well, so the Masquerade is like this long line of games, right? Where they have a bunch of lore backed up and all this other shit. They made a BR called Blood Hunt. A lot of the people from the past games were like skeptical about it, and then the game came out and it's actually so fun
it's okay.
that like those players, have you played it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's all right.
I maxed out the battle pass already. I'm already
I'm
fucking done.
not surprised, because when you get obsessed with something, you get obsessed with something.
It was good. It had
okay.
really good movement, right? It had
Did
really
you
good
wanna talk
movement.
about it? Where did the game touch you?
The game
Everywhere, apparently.
The game touched me. So
He
yeah,
touched the game.
it has really good movement. There's 3 clans right now that you could pick from. There's 6 classes. Really, really, really good. What I loved about it was the RPG feel. You get complete customization over your character.
Yep.
So character customization is something I was always like a super big sucker for. But if you're looking for like a really good BR, try to play it. There's no ranked yet. It's early access. It's free. You get it on Steam. You just fucking play with a couple of your buddies. You could play solo. It's a really interesting take on like the BR scene because it's different. Like it has its own system. Like you. By the way, the armor animation. Let me talk about that shit for 2 seconds. Holy fuck! Have you played like games where you pick up armor and it just like You know, like you'll pick it
It's
up and
on,
it'll
yeah.
go. Swung,
Plink.
you know,
Yeah,
like you get
right,
like a little
yeah.
overshield or something, or like you'll pick up an armor and you go to put it on, your guy just like sticks plates in like a vest or something. You know what I mean?
Warzone.
Yeah, like Warzone. This one, you pick up armor out of a police van that's like parked, right? And you literally like strap it, and then push it onto your chest, and it like sucks into your body, and it becomes the armor. But
Well,
the
yeah, probably 'cause they
animation
don't
is
wanna
just so
make
cool.
all that animation to actually have it on the character, because that's a lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
modeling.
It is a lot more modeling, but it is cool the way that they walk around and put it on. Like I thought
I will
it
say-
was like a cool little.
The things that I like about
Thing.
the game is the verticality. There's a lot
Yes.
more verticality,
lot of
than
verticality.
most games, just because you
A
can
lot.
have your vampires can jump like almost the height of a 3-story building, and then most of the fighting takes place on rooftops. And it's kind of
Yep.
just like with Prototype mixed with Assassin's Creed almost, where you can run up any wall. Like there's
Yep.
nothing that stops you. You just climb straight up, and it's like, okay.
It's pretty
not
cool.
like
They also
Prototype
have
where you literally just run up the fucking side of a building.
I love
very,
that though.
so
I love that
cool,
shit.
but stupid.
You're just digging
Yeah.
in full tilt up the side of a building. Like,
But you
just
could
smashing
matrix the
windows.
walls though. You could matrix them and run on them, like
Oh,
on
yeah.
the side, like while you're running.
I
yeah,
accidentally
that
figured
shit's
that
sick.
out the hard way because I was trying to run, and then I started grabbing onto the wall as I was sliding. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, dude, I'm so cracked at that game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really good at it. But the game is very, very, very fun. Has a bunch of fucking weapons. You could get power-ups from different humans that you eat down on the ground. And the mist that closes in, like you know how Warzone has the gas and it like slowly closes. PUBG just had the big orange wall, all that shit.
Yeah.
The mist in this actually has lore to it in itself, and the mist is like sage mixed with like a whole bunch of other shit to basically make or
Purge 'em.
basically create like the sun. Like it's the sun to vampires, right? So while you're running around the streets and shit, you're looking and there's like signs that say like curfew, don't stay out, like blah blah blah, like this is coming. So humans don't even see that mist.
Probably
The humans
not.
can't even see it.
Doesn't
No,
bother
they
them,
literally can't see it because to them it's just like, oh, what's this weird fucking smell?
Oh, it's
you know what I
humid.
mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like, but vampires can actually see it, like, as if it's like this red wall, like, coming toward them. It's fucking sick. It's like really cool the way that they like canonize like all of this shit. They put a lot of work into it, and
I
like they're
the,
adding
the
more
whole
to
name
it.
of the game being called Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. That's actually a mechanic in the game as well, where he was talking about you can drink the humans that are down on the ground. However, if you're stupid and try drinking a human standing right next to another human or within eye shot,
you get revealed by the rest
you
of
will
the
be revealed
vampires.
for about a minute on the map, so everyone knows where the fuck you are.
And they can see you through walls and shit. So like, don't fuck up. Yeah, you literally get blood hunted. Like the scent gets caught by all the vampires, and they're just like, "Oh, scared human? Must be a motherfucker over there," and they just like go hauling ass.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. It's really entertaining, and there's with the movement, like you don't have to have crazy aim because you can outmaneuver people just using your brain. Like, and it's not one of these games like Apex. Like I love Apex, but Apex, if you're on top of a mountain and the guy's under the mountain, he's dead. 100% of the time. Like you almost never lose that.
Unfortunately,
But-
not with some of the people me and Carr have been going against.
But that's how it goes. But in this game, you could crank somebody off the fucking head from down on the ground. Like you don't feel like you're ever really at a disadvantage, and it's kind of cool that you could play how you want and still, proceed throughout the round. So really
Words are
fun
hard,
game.
Rob, I know.
I know. I'm retarded. The Masquerade, Vampire, whatever, the Masquerade Blood Hunt. Sick fucking game. Really give it a shot. It is faux free. And if it's faux free, it's faux me.
Go ahead, sponsor us.
so
That'd be
sick.
cool.
That would be sick. Yeah, it's a Shark Mob. Shark Mob.
Mob.
It's their first
Okay.
first game. Their literal first game.
Nice.
And they're
Sounds like they
killing
did
it.
pretty good.
So, it looks like people that have played games from back in the day.
People that know how to make a game because they enjoy games. Imagine that shit.
Yeah,
That's
like
very
I really
good.
don't like
days.
AAA shit anymore.
Mort.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mort said.
Dark Souls is good.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Mort
like Dark
said.
That's even like I feel like
Have
that's
you got-
still like small in a way.
Did you guys ever
I don't
play
know.
Rain
What is it?
Rain?
back in the day? Rain?
RaYne?
Nah, R-A.
Oh, I'm thinking Blood Rain or something.
I think
like
it's
that.
maybe it's Blood Rain. It might be Blood Rain. I don't know. But
Maybe.
Mort was telling me it feels and looks like that game, like an old game from
Blood
like.
Rain, I think, was like vampires and shit.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So it
maybe-
might have been that.
You're
Yeah.
like the
So-
redhead or something, or
Yeah, and
He
she
was
has,
like-
the
he was
double
like-
knives.
yeah,
He goes. He was like, these guys either worked on that game, and if they didn't, they fucking played it. He's like,
they
because
liked
they.
it, yeah.
He's like, they captured it. Like they did a really good job.
Yeah.
I'll have to play it
Another
more.
thing, real quick, that I wanted to talk about is I watched The Descent again yesterday.
Good.
The one where they go into the cave or whatever the
fucking
fuck.
Yeah.
movie. Oh, that
Yeah.
movie's so good.
Now, did you know that there was a UK ending and an American ending?
I believe so, because when I watch stuff and I actually like it, I try and look up extra things. So
Yeah. Like, I had to watch the movie and then watch it back. I watched the movie years ago, and then I watched it back yesterday.
So now
and then
here's
I
my
had to
question:
Google-
Did you watch
Yeah.
the second one?
I refuse to watch that animal of a fucking movie. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, you know who is still alive? That doesn't even make sense. She has shorts on all of a sudden. Where'd she get the
Yeah.
shorts? She's been in a cave. Like, what the like, where'd you get a
What?
fucking pair of shorts from?
We're gonna go cave diving. Make sure you wear your Daisy Dukes tonight, hun. Yeah, exactly. But sometimes that
I
just
just,
happens with sequels. They just want to go more camp instead of, actual scare. Like Friday.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th. Shit, that went from like, it was still campy, but just,
Yeah, it turned into...
which I still love
Wait.
that series.
What was that? There was one Friday the 13th movie. It was like kind of recent, but not really. Like maybe from the last like 10 years, maybe 15 years. It was like a bunch of kids go up to like this rich guy's dad's vacation house or some shit.
Okay. Was it just Friday the 13th?
It was a Friday movie. Yeah, Jason was in it.
So it's probably the remake that they tried doing. They tried doing a soft reboot, and it even
Yeah, I
had
think it
Sam
was.
from Supernatural in it. So Jared Padalecki was in it.
Is that the one?
Hold on, everybody. I'll narrate what he's doing. He gave us the give me a second finger, and he's
Yeah.
Googling. Oh, God, he's white. Look
He's
how
neon
bright
white.
pigmentation
It has a
he is.
26% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it the one I'm
Really?
thinking of?
I'm looking.
Rotten Tomatoes doesn't like horror movies.
They
Oh
They really
shit!
don't.
it depends.
Derek Mears is Jason Voorhees. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Derek Mears and Kane Hodder were in Hatchet 3 together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw it. I just watched Hatchet 3 the other day. Speaking of which, who's that actress in Hatchet 3?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
She was in Hatchet 2 also. She's a scream queen. She was in she was in the
Harris?
Rob Zombie. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As soon as you said
Yes.
Scream Queen, I was like, oh, it has to be one of my favorite horror actresses of all time. Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
Dude, Danielle Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think she was too good in Hatchet. It's not that I thought she was bad. I thought the original was better. But they had issues with like her staffing or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, she did a good job in it. But yeah, it was really weird to see both of them in the same movie together. I'm trying
And,
to see if this is the
ladies and
actor.
gentlemen, we are into, I believe, the second week, technically, of October. So,
Yes.
spooky, spooky, spooky time, everyone.
Shit's
Spooky
getting
movie
weird.
time.
Have any of you watched any spooky movies the past week?
No.
Fucking lame.
I watched. I watched The
I'm kidding.
Descent.
Most of them suck, let's be honest.
I watched The Descent, which is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And I watched. Oh shit! It was like. It was pretty good. It was called Truth or Die
That,
Oh, I
feel
think I
like
saw
I've
that
seen
one.
that advertised.
with the British people.
Yeah, I think I might have seen that.
It was good. It wasn't scary. It was just good. It was like I guess a thriller. I don't know.
I can't remember if I really watched any actual horror movies this past week, just because like work has been a little strange. I've been editing a lot and actually kind of busy. But there has been a new TV show that came out that I need to watch called Midnight Mass. It's by the same guy who
heard
did
about
The
that.
Haunting of Hill House and Bly Manor. I absolutely loved those shows.
Yeah, I did too.
So I need to watch
Absolutely
that.
splendid.
And I still have to watch this show that everyone's fucking raving and ranting about. Squid Game. Still haven't watched it
Squid
yet.
Game.
Me
I
either.
finished Squid Game. I finished it. It was really good.
I mean, it looks
you
like
could say
Battle
nothing,
Royale,
then.
and I'm all about it.
no,
Say
have
nothing,
you ever
then we'll watch it.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen Train to Busan?
absolutely.
Okay.
Those with the zombies and shit, right? On
Yeah,
on
yeah,
train.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Korean. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Same energy. Is it by those guys? Because from
It's
what I
by a-
understood,
I
this
don't
was a
know.
guy. It was South
The-
Korean, I think.
it's
South
South
And this
Korean.
guy
yeah.
had
South
he
Korean
had that script rejected like a fuckload of times.
for 10 years.
Yeah, and now it's like setting records.
It's
Yeah.
literally #1, like
what happens.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't
Well,
like an
he,
idea, and they're like,
uh,
it'll never make it anywhere, and then all of a sudden just...
No, well, he's friends with the main actor in Train to Busan, the
Oh,
writer.
okay.
Oh, cool.
So the writer of the show, the main guy that created it, is friends with the main actor. So I won't
That's
say
pretty cool.
anything, but
That's gotta help.
Yeah.
We'll
kinda
check it
cool.
out.
Yeah, Korea's
No, I
been
started
doing
watching
pretty
Trailer
fucking
Park
good in
Boys.
the world of horror and stuff like that, so that's really cool.
no, that movie was suspenseful. It took you on a ride. That show. That show takes you on a fucking ride, man.
Mm-hmm.
For real. Like, me and my girlfriend binged it in like a day. It was so good. I want to watch it again.
Well, I've been watching pretty much just YouTube videos and catching up with my one show that I like on Netflix called Sex Education with all the British kids. And
That rings a
a
bell.
very, very mature but aging like fine wine. God, what the fuck is her name? From X-Files.
The redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't
I don't know
what
her
her name
name,
is,
but
but-
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, she is gorgeous, man. And she's like she's a sex therapist, and then her son goes to his school and everything, and then he starts becoming like
figure.
the sex therapist for all his friends and everything. It's funny. I really like it.
There was
I'm gonna have to check that out.
real quick before I have to dip.
Mm-hmm.
There's a movie that I think you would like, Eric, and it's called Dance of the Dead. If you haven't seen it, it's on Prime for free.
Okay, let me look this up.
Dance of the Dead. It's one of those movies that are like, it's like a B horror movie with like zombies. It kind of
Okay.
feels like it could have been a cult movie if it was made in like the 80s, but it wasn't. It's made
I
recently.
feel like I might have seen this like a long time ago, because this was
Dude,
2008.
Yeah, it was actually so good, dude. I loved it. I was shit myself.
Hey,
Oh,
look at that!
I watched
80% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Shit. That's not bad.
but apparently
watched the-
IMDb put it at a 5 out of 10. So
The horrors.
yeah.
I watched.
Who's learned anything here? You can't trust our news and you can't trust people's reviews. So just
True.
if you want curious about something, look it up. Fucking
Yeah.
loser. Like,
Do your own
you can do
research.
Trust
Yeah, you
no
can do
one, not even yourself.
What's the name?
Kill
of
yourself is what we're saying.
What's the name?
No.
What's the name of that
Or do
fucking
it.
movie?
Stop.
The Collector.
No one's
the
gonna race
Collector.
ya.
The Collector
The
is probably one of my
Collector.
favorite new slashers, just because of the concept where
terrifying.
he sets traps up. He's not even in the fucking house. He sets traps up, and the people kill themselves, and then he takes one person that survives.
Yep.
That shit
He's
is
fucked up.
terrifying. Oh, this is what we can end it on. Ladies and gentlemen, according to TMZ and some random thing, they found out who the Zodiac killer was.
Yeah, I saw that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I saw that. Allegedly.
Now,
Allegedly.
the only question I'm going to ask, do you think it's legit?
No. It's a distraction for something.
There's a small part of me that's like, yeah, no, I don't trust it.
There's
but
no way.
the only time I trust things is usually when it comes from TMZ half the time, just because it's usually true. And then like starts getting explained because they're like on top of it. They're like, oh shit, this person's pregnant. Done. But I don't trust them all that much. But
Nah, I mean,
I still
never
think
really
the person that is the Zodiac Killer. A lot of people say Ted Cruz, but
there was a lot of people saying Bernie Sanders too. Like
Oh, that's
pictures of
funny.
him when he was younger. It looks pretty dead on.
I think it was Dinkelberg.
Ah.
Dinkelberg.
Then this is where I'd put my Zodiac killings if I had any.
Dinkelberg.
I love
But,
that.
But
Yeah, that's a good spot to wrap up on. Who,
Yeah,
who-
I feel
who we
like-
done it.
I feel like it could be true, but I'd never trust the media with anything.
Because
Nah,
apparently
until, like, I
they're
look
leading
into
off
it.
with
There's an ulterior
apparently
motive.
the Zodiac Killer would have a scar or something on his forehead.
How do they know that? Was he cut or like?
Maybe
If they
someone,
don't know who it is, how do they know?
Well,
cut, you
the
know?
the pictures that they released of the guy, it's not scars, but it's like the
Like a
fucking
dead-
head crease. It's the
Yeah.
head crease. He has the
Yeah,
same
age.
one.
Yeah, like we're
Yeah.
all gonna have it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he got it at like 30. But like he's still, had like that guy has it. Both pictures have
Okay.
it. So like it matches. It does match, but it's like I want to know a little more about it. They from what I read, it
Flesh
said
out,
that
you know?
yeah, from what I read, it said that you needed to know the Zodiac Killer's full name to really like decipher everything that he was like
Right.
putting into these letters.
Yeah.
And then when they found out who it was, they matched him and they found his full name. They were
that
like,
was,
"Oh,
that was the other thing that I heard. Yeah.
yeah." And then they like deciphered everything, or they're in the middle of deciphering everything. So like,
So
Imagine
this is
that.
the name of the episode. Since we are obviously a true crime podcast, this episode is called Aunt Lawrence, the Zodiac Killer.
Ian Lawrence. Jesus Christ, I love it.
I'm gonna
Please.
kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I'm gonna
After
kill
I
you
finish this-
dead, boy.
Oh, it's so good.
I like the way you die, boy.
Put the cookie down.
Yep.
But okay, everybody, we're gonna call it there. Thank you
Hell
for
yeah.
listening to Some Offense Taken Podcast, episode 24.
Four.
24? 24.
Four.
Okay. 25.
Next podcast,
24.
I will be in Florida.
Yeah.
Do we want to get the stuff uploaded tonight?
What?
Can that be done?
No, I want to
Because
do
Rob's
something.
gonna be Rob's gonna be gone.
Okay.
The chief
I'll
of
try to
upload.
I'll try to find the information to send it to you. I might have internet by Sunday.
Oh, I thought you meant me edit it and upload it tonight. Oh, dear God.
No, just the sound.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, get that stuff to me tonight. But, all right, guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one. And next time you see Rob, he'll be in Florida.
In a Hawaiian shirt.
And I'll
Nice.
still be in Jersey, unfortunately.
Come on down.
All right.
Goodbye.